Thank you. We'll call this meeting to order once again. I'd like to thank Councilwoman Gussie and the Hispanic Chamber and for all the work that they did in putting this on, and we're indeed grateful for their efforts in the Hispanic Heritage Month, so thank you very much. That'll take us to item number 4, which is the report from the mayor. At this time, we'd like to turn it to the council members. Council members, anything that you'd like to report on this time? Turn it over to you. Yes, Councilmember Brown.
Mr. Mayor, on September the 9th, few of the Piqua board members, executive committee, we met with the Babbitt Center and the University of Arizona Water Research Committee to develop a relationship that hopefully will lead to providing better land and water management for Pinal County. It was a good meeting, well attended by the University of Arizona group, and a couple of the local legislators were also there. So we'll see what comes of it.
Thank you very much, Councilmember. Not sure my mic is on. It's not very loud anyways. I'll just talk louder. Councilmember Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention, last month was the Lunch and Learn where our wonderful mayor spoke on finances for seniors. It was very well attended, and I gave him all the feedback that we received, which was marvelous feedback. So thank you, Mayor, for coming and doing that.
Thank you.
And then this Friday, our Lunch and Learn is regarding pain and how to overcome or help the pain. Susan Burt is our speaker, and then we also have a 30-minute segment from our superintendent of MUSD schools, Dr. Tracy Lopman, coming to talk about the progress that the school systems have made and also talk about the bond and answer any questions. So you're all welcome. Copper Sky, 11 o'clock if you want to do lunch, 11:30 if you just want to come for the speakers, and it's in Room A, Copper Sky this Friday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I had an opportunity on 9/11 to be able to attend the memorial service at Copper Sky Annex, and it was very, very touching, very heartwarming. It was a good turnout. I think that everybody was there in the frame of mind of remembrance and observation of that day. I also had an opportunity to go to, excuse me, to Legacy. And the students there were treated to, treated to a flag ceremony by the junior ROTC from Maricopa High School, and then they also provided breakfast for first responders. Both events actually were for recognition of the first responders. It was a great day for us to be able to memorialize what happened there on September 11th. And it was really good to see how enthusiastic the young children were as well. Awesome. That they understood the importance and the impact of that day. So it was good. As I had an opportunity to spend a little time with fire and police, the first responders, and basically thanking them for what they do for us every day.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Yes, Councilmember Vitiello.
I also attended the 9/11 service, and I want to thank the first responders, fire and police, for everything that you do day in and day out for us. You risk your lives for us, and I know that everybody in the city appreciates everything that you do for us. On the 13th, Friday the 13th, we had our ribbon cutting at Wendy's, and it was the best grand opening in all of the United States for Wendy's. Since the day it opened 2 weeks ago, they have broken every record that they've ever done throughout the United States. So our city is on the map for Wendy's. So anyway, and that's it. I just wanted to let everybody know that that's pretty big news for Wendy's. They were extremely happy, and it was a lot of fun being there. So I got to hand out Frosties and eat a few too, and also got to meet Mrs. Wendy, Little Wendy. So, thank you.
So my understanding is they did a $100,000 weekend.
Oh, I just know they just
$100,000. That's incredible. Yeah.
Well, to all the developers out there, see, we're not lying to you. I'm telling you, we really are doing this kind of stuff. So that's good to see.
And anyone else? And they ran out of food.
And they ran out of food. That's good.
be honest, it was your family that ate it all, but.
Okay, anyone else? With that, I will just fill in here real quick that I've been a busy couple of weeks, obviously, but the thing that I'll share is, had the opportunity, got a call from Chairman Miguel over at Chen. He asked if I would come and speak. They had a meeting going on regarding tribal sovereignty and different things, and they wanted to showcase and host the relationship that we have, and so they asked me to come and speak, and for 10 or 15 minutes, the chairman and I tag teamed and told all the other tribes that were in the room about the relationship that we're trying to build and, what that means. And, I always like to express to people that relationships don't always mean that things go perfect. There are definitely things that we disagree on between City of Maricopa and Ak-Chin, but at the end of the day, what we try and do is we try and find ways to work together, try and find ways to overcome them, and I think that what that gets us is it gets us a stronger relationship and one that allows us to forge forward and really do great things together. So it was nice to have that invite. It was nice to be representing the City of Maricopa, but it was certainly an honor to be at Ak-Chin and be a guest and an invitee on a topic to them that is so important. To be invited to that was really nice. So anyways, just wanted to report on that. That concludes the report from the mayor at this time, and we'll move to number 5, which is a report from the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. With your permission, I'd like to defer my time to Nathan Ellett tonight to make an announcement.
Sure.
That's not good. All right, thank you, Rick. Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Wade, Council. On August 21st, as you all know, we have a wonderful public services director, and almost a month ago, he was selected by the Arizona Parks and Recreation Association as the Parks Professional of the Year award. Probably the biggest no-brainer. I don't know how he hasn't got it more than once already, but he finally got his due. So we have a short little video that they played at the conference, and we wanted to show that here today in our city.
That's cool.
Mike Riggs truly is a Renaissance man. From construction to cooking, zip lines to fishing lines, Mike brings it all to the table in support of his community, church, family, and job. Mike is a certified Parks and Rec professional and is heavily involved in APRA. Growing up as a farmer, Mike developed a strong work ethic and can-do attitude that has been evident in his roles within Parks and Recreation maintenance. His team has built clock towers, advocacy centers, zip lines, mud runs, and esports arenas. They've moved trains, bulldozed vacant homes, and filled in unsafe pools. He's helped 26 Boy Scouts become Eagle Scouts through community projects. He's prepared meals for hundreds of youth at camps and prepared steaks for his staff. The Parks and Turf are his pride and joy, but he is at home on a backhoe, street sweeper, and road grader. Mike is respected by his peers, subordinates, and supervisors and was awarded the city's iStar Award as its Employee of the Year. He's a leader and a servant in every sense of both words. Congratulations to the 2019 Park Professional of the Year, Mike Riggs.
One more time, Mike. One more time. There he is, right there. We're lucky to have him. And there you go.
He's still taller than everybody.
Might want to check that car out. That's pretty expensive ride.
Congratulations, Mike. Very, very well deserved, so thank you very much. That'll take us to item number 6, which is the call to the public. At this time, I have one speaker card, and then we'll move to the general audience. Would Dr. John and May please come forward?
I have not been to Wendy's in 20 years in Michigan. I went to this one. I asked me to get 2 hamburgers.
Oh, there we go. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. We are here representing Kids Day Maricopa. I know all of you are familiar with it, some aren't. It is an event that is for kids based on health, safety, and environmental awareness. We have about 100 activities for kids, usually have 8,000 or 10,000 people show up. And I want to go over a few things that they have there. We'll have Maricopa PD. They'll bring their SWAT team and They bring motorcycles, they do demonstrations on the motorcycles. We have water safety with Copper Sky, fire safety with the Maricopa Fire Department. The Parks and Rec will do esports. They're also going to bring out their big rigs for the kids to play on, like the big Tonka toys. We do drug awareness. We'll have car seat safety with Auction Fire. They're going to come down. The PD is also going to do a canine demonstration. We'll have a petting zoo with the 4-H club. We have karate, we have dance, we have gymnastics. Anthony Blakes from the Globetrotters is going to be there. Sweet. He's a former Globetrotter, I think I'm supposed to say that. And the city of Maricopa, Miss Pinal County will be there. We'll have health screenings with Sun Life, Phoenix Suns and Mercury. Smokey Bear is going to be there. It's his 75th birthday. We're going to have 1,000 cupcakes. The Rattlers Striker is going to be there. Their Sidewinders, Arizona Cardinals, excuse me, Arizona Cardinals Big Red, and Diamondbacks Baxter is going to be there. I don't know if you want to say a few words, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
You would
wanna
like to
something?
say a few words? Sure.
Yeah,
Tell us
say
about Kids Day. What's your favorite?
Honestly, I like the snow cone.
You'll be hanging out with Councilman Brown.
That is some of our favorites. And then we also have.
And
Go ahead, son. What else do you like about Kids Day? What do you think children should know about Kids Day or family? That's really important.
It's fun.
the toy.
Oh, the toys. Yes, we can't forget about all the toys. And we're going to have the sheriff's helicopter there, and we have the master gardeners. We also have recycling, and we have with the Maricopa Library Read Out Loud program. We have the Phoenix Mercuries and the Phoenix Suns, and First Things First, and Head Start program, and then the First Tee, and
Yeah, we want to let you know that the event is free to everyone. There's free food, free drinks, free toys. Anyone can come, and you don't have to worry about paying for
this
anything.
Saturday at Maricopa Wells Middle School from 10 to 4. Please join us, and thank you everyone so much for all of your support over the years. It's our 12th annual.
And I like the ice cream.
Any questions, sir? You good? Okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for letting
very
us
much.
share
Thank
that.
you, appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Come on, bud.
Anyone else at this time like to approach the podium, address the council? Seeing no one, we'll go ahead and close the call to the public. And before I move on, I failed to mention that the La Quinta, the hotel, is breaking ground this Friday. So if you are around, we'd love to have you come out. It's at 8 a.m. sharp. And again, that'll be this Friday, and that's at the Copper Sky commercial property right there in front of Copper Sky. And then also, right after that, because this day won't be busy enough yet, we are having and hosting the ADOT State Transportation Board right here in this chamber at 9 a.m. And so for all of those that love to tell me about the 347, I'd love for you to show up and tell the ADOT State Transportation Board about the 347. So anyways, we'd love to have you here, and just wanted to let you know that that was transpiring. So anyways, that'll move us on to the minutes. So item 7.1, and that's it, 7.1. Can I have a motion, council?
So moved.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second?
And a second. Any further discussion on the minutes at this time? Yes. Councilmember Smith.
Mayor, I was not present, so I'll recuse myself.
Thank you very much, Councilmember, appreciate it. Any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries with one recusal. At this time, that'll move us to the consent agenda. Council, does anyone have anything they want removed from consent at this time? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve consent, please?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. And that'll take us to item 9.1. This is an ordinance, 19-13, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of Maricopa, Arizona, amending section 2-82, subsection 1A1 of the city code of Maricopa regarding council establishment standing committees to combine the cultural affairs committee and the arts committee. This is for discussion and action. Nathan.
Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Wade, and the rest of our council. I wanted to, what we're struggling with our Cultural Affairs Advisory Committee is is basically attendance. We've had very few meetings over the last year. In my time, over half of the meetings have been canceled due to a lack of quorum. And we believe that we can effectively combine the regular responsibilities of the Cultural Affairs Committee with the Arts Committee, which is functioning very well. There's a lot of parallels between the two. So we think we can do that, and we think we can provide them better direction as a combined committee rather than to have two separate committees. And I should say it's combining the responsibilities. There wouldn't be a committee of 14, it would be one committee of 7. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear. We've had some chances to discuss individually, and if there's any questions at this time, I'd be happy to answer those.
Council, questions this time? Yes, Councilmember Gussie.
It's not a question, it's more of a comment. Thanks to you, thanks to Brandy, and thanks to Eric for putting all the programming together for the Cultural Affairs Committee that would have done it in the case if they were around.
Well, I would have to say thank you right back for all your leadership and connections that you've brought to the table, especially for tonight. So thank you for that.
And do you envision having the committee, the Arts Committee, since it's going to be combined, taking the lead on the programming for, Black History Month, the Hispanic Heritage Month, Veterans Day coordination?
So what I anticipate our advisory committees doing is more advisement. We have staff that this is what we do, right? And so we would come and bring ideas to them to approve and to provide input for rather than try to execute themselves. It's just been a challenge when they're meeting once a month to try to put those on. So the answer is yes, the advisement, raising awareness about activities, that's their main purpose, is to what are the city's resources and how can we use that to help support issues that are important from the cultural affairs aspect and then also from the arts. And again, like a lot of those things are parallel. So yes, the answer is yes, and that's what we hope to see happen as we go forward.
Yes, and like I said, thanks again to Brandy, yourself, Eric, and everyone for putting all the programming together.
You're welcome.
Because
That's
it
our
wouldn't have
pleasure.
gotten done unless you guys were working behind the scenes.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I too want to thank you for all the effort that you and Brandy have put in over the time that you've been here. I'm very disappointed in the fact that we weren't able to get a quorum most often on those days, and so it's a little bit frustrating. But I really appreciate your can-do attitude and looking at different ways that we might be able to salvage that activity, because it is important.
It is.
Cultural affairs is important. The arts is important. And it was a nice mix, and hopefully, as a result of that, we'll get moving in the direction that was intended for the Cultural Affairs Advisory Committee as well.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Thank you.
Nathan, I had a question, and it's kind of the elephant in the room on it, but I think at the same time, there's a simple answer, so I don't think we need to go into too much here, but.
I hope I get it right.
I hope so too. Otherwise, you're out. You better get it right. No, the question is obviously we didn't have a quorum on a regular basis, so those folks weren't participating, and that's the impetus for all of this. But there still is one or two folks that participated regularly on cultural affairs, and now they're merging into this, and yet all of them are appointed by this council, and their terms run concurrently with our terms. And so what is the plan that you have to take those two folks and integrate them over? I mean, who gets the bad news that they can't participate, and how do you anticipate going about that?
Well, thankfully, they're wonderful people that you've appointed, even the ones who didn't show up. I mean, there's a ton of reasons why they didn't work out, or it didn't work out with work schedules and travel and things like that. But there's a few wonderful people who stuck with it since the beginning, and we will be having a conversation with them and letting them know that this is what's going to happen. And they're both very busy people, and they both are passionate about what they were doing on the committee, but are also going through the same challenges and frustrations. So one of them may decide to take that position if that's what the council deems appropriate, or if not, we would appoint the vacant position as we would normally, and then there would only be the 7 positions.
Perfect. Okay. That answers my question. Yes, Councilmember Smith.
So Nathan, I too like the leadership that you presented in terms of really adjusting the committees like they needed to be adjusted to help them focus better on what we were expecting from a council perspective. Regarding the combination of the cultural committee and the arts committee, I think it's a perfect blend. The one thing I would like to encourage, I've carried this word since nominating my participant on the cultural committee. I would like the city, because I think it can be overwhelming and possibly daunting to celebrate all heritages separately. I would like to see us celebrate what we have in common with the different heritages than celebrating individual heritages. Because if you think food, art, dance, those are all things that we have in common, and bringing one event together, just food for thought, but that's kind of where I'm coming from, is celebrating the things that we have in common and, which are the differences among us. But to me, it's a more blended way to look at it. So just food for thought.
Appreciate that.
So could I address that?
Yeah, Vice Mayor.
Okay. I agree with council member, and that was the direction that the Cultural Affairs Advisory Committee was going in terms of having a celebration that was an encompassing celebration. So that just to share with the public that may be paying attention and listening now,
that's
it was the direction that they were going. So they had to get to the forming of the organization and getting it strong before they could do that. And I believe that they can
Yeah.
make that happen.
Yeah.
So.
Any other questions or concerns on this particular topic? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
All right, well, one of you get the other one. You get the motion, you get the second. Thank you for your participation there. With that, I'd like to move to a roll call, please.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes?
Councilmember Vitiello?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Manfredi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gussie?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wade?
Yes.
Mayor Price?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great, well, that concludes our agenda for this evening. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attendance, and we'll see you on October 1st. With that, can I have a motion to adjourn, please? Motion.
Yep.
Yeah, we're right around the corner of October. Anyone want to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
We have a motion, is there a second? And a second down there at the end. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks.
Hey, Christian?
Nothing to do, but we